Hello guys, welcome to our channel to get authenticated information on hair transplant results. This patient we made in two parts because the part 1 represents the session 1 transplantation with results of 8 months. Part 2 after second session. I would like to show how the scenarios and manifolds that would happen after second session and how the results. What are the kind of the points to be noted in second session, and kindly watch this video until end because this video almost it took for me more than 14-15 months to shoot all these scenarios, and I am very thankful to the patient who did all these efforts and cooperated with this. In this video, part 2, that is second transplant session, we are going to describe with 6 months results. Unfortunately, I am not going to show you 8 or 10 months results. Probably I am going to make a new video on that. As of now, we would like to show you end of 6 months results, and before that, what are the things that happened on his scalp and what are the important points to be noted in this second session. I'm going to watch in this video. Thanks for watching our videos. Kindly watch part 1 video to understand the continuation of this video, because part 1 we shown the one session results where we implanted the frontal and mid scalp area. The results were very much exceptional, and the second session we are planning to implant the crown area as well as the mid scalp some density, and half a centimeter I am going to make the hairline down. That's what the patient was showing interest to, that kind of hairline. The surgery planned such a way that we are going to implant more density in the crown area and little in the frontal hairline area and mid scalp. In this scenario, we got an opportunity to implant more density wherever we need. If you can do your second session immediate day, probably you would lose this option. So because we are planning this second session after 6 months, we had left enough choices that according to the patient needs, we can definitely modify the plan, and I want to get the density wherever the patient wants. In this scenario, I can also extend the hairline down and get the new artistic hairline. Patient was okay to having the same hairline, and all these options are open in second session, and you always going to save and do not damage the donor area also. So that's the main motto of doing the second session, scalp to scalp, in minimum gap of 6 to 8 months or later. This transplant went very well, and if you can see, I got a chance to review on 45 days later second transplant. Kind of disappointing outcome, because kindly note this point, everyone who who undergo transplant second session would end up this kind of very sparse hair, thin hair everywhere in the scalp, because we shaved it during the second session. What are the hairs that is grown completely gone now, and implantation, what are the crown area and the frontal area not grown anything, and second time we did harvestation on the backside also looking very sparse. Because of all these three reasons, end of 40 to 50 even 60 days, you don't expect any growth, and rather you will be disappointing about the outcome, and that is quite common. One should not worry at all. Most of the guys will think about this, what happened to my first hair also. Kindly remember, during the second session when you shave it, all the hair which is grown in the first session also gone. All this hair would grow back with time. You need to be little patience and keep on continuing the multivitamins, whatever it is. That's the important point to be noted. That's the reason I reviewed on 45th day, to show you what are the practical scenarios that will happen in your life. Accordingly, you can organize your daily stuff. We get a chance to review after 4 months. If you can see results at end of 4th month, exceptional results, like altruistic results, kind of a super results. But how did we achieve within 45 days to 4 months? Here again, what are the hair which has been grown first session, now again grown back, and what are we implanted in second session? A little amount of hair, maybe 30-40% of getting it, and both getting it more density, And that's the massive change that would happen second month to the fourth month in second session. Here, if you can notice, fantastic hairline and much more density in the mid scalp and reasonably good density in the crown. Well, I'm expecting more density sooner or later because crown will take always more time. If you can see the donor here, if you can compare with before transplantation, both look same. This is called a balanced donor management. This is most important point to be noticed and understandable in a transplantation. Most of the guys would miss this. So this is another reason why we will harvest within same donor limit. If you can observe the donor, that looks almost same. That means very less damage happened to the donor. So that means this person can also go with one more session if you want. And if you see the natural hairline, it really very good, exceptional outcome it is, and density is overall is fantastic. So this will happen with expertise hands and kind of a meticulous job, kind of a sculpting job, So that's what I'm very happy when patient is very happy with the outcome. And well, we review after a couple of months again. Let's see. End of 6 months, it happened to see him again. I'm very thankful to him because almost 14 months it took for me to record this video. I'm very thankful to the patient who has been cooperating all these sessions because this was going to be very useful video for many patients who really wanted to get it done 2 sessions and what are the things will happen in 2 sessions, what is the time constraint. They would understand from beginning to end. Here 6 months I can see a little more change better than from fourth month and more density, more blending and camouflage. And if you can see crown is improved better than fourth month. Donor as usual it is very good. Overall outcome is exceptional. Well, I really wanted to see him after even 10 months and 12 months. I would like to make a separate video. Unfortunately, right now I don't have those videos. I'm going to make a separate video for 8th month, even 10 months or 12 months also. I'm sure 30-40% more density we can expect by end of 10 months because crown is always going to take a lot of time. So that is the one thing. And kindly remember, each and every patient who really want to go to transplantation would always need 2 sessions because of 2 reasons. Number one, if you are young suffering from class 2, class 3 baldness, I'm sure you would end up in class 4, class 5 baldness sooner or later. Once the baldness starts, it never stops. Number two, someone who is already class 4, class 5, class 6, they definitely want twice or thrice. That means either of the scenario, you would need multiple sessions, minimum 2 or more. That point to be understood, otherwise noted, otherwise you will end up in kind of a bad outcome results because people will not tell this fact. So you would expect that I want to get it done my transplant once for all, which is not practically possible. If you can go according to your situation twice or thrice, I'm sure you can maintain this hair for 15-20 years minimum. So that is the reason we should be so careful while harvesting the graft. We should not over harvest. That is the reason we also wait for minimum 6 months when you are considering scalp to scalp. Then we reinforce the density. And that is also a reason we should not bring hairline wherever you want it because the graft limitations, ongoing hair loss will happen. All these scenarios you would not understand with the kind of a hat in a hand in a single day when you are in a consultation. You don't understand this because most of the doctors wouldn't even give you time to explain all this. They would say if you want transplant, yes, we'll do transplant. So kindly do not end up that kind of transplants. Kindly take a proper consultation, either photos, videos, or a personal consultation would always help you. Then decide your future anticipating the future ongoing hair loss. Then accordingly design the plan. Then make a best outcome. I'm sure you would end up in having a best style for a couple of years and without damaging your donor in the back. These are the few scenarios would happen with expertise clinics with expert surgeons. There lies the quality, and that's going to give you a kind of a positive and a kind of a optimistic kind of results for your future. So kindly watch for more videos. Thanks for watching our videos.